Well, good day, viewers. So we're working on this 2017 Lincoln MKC for the right side door handle broken off, and it was pulled out. I guess the door was frozen. That's the new part. It's called a carrier, and I'm looking at it. I'm just trying to pre-assemble it here to see what's different before we take the door apart. I have to take the window regulator out, and it doesn't look like it goes in all that conveniently. So we're going to try and assemble this here, but to see how it's designed, what's different from the original one, because I couldn't get it back together the other day. I spent 3 hours on it, 4 hours on it, and gave up. So I managed to get the new handle, or the original handle installed on there. And I'm going to put it in the position where it needs to be. It's still not that convenient to get it in there, but it's in there. So you can't assemble it to the door like this. You have to pull the handle off. So we're going to take the door panel apart now. So there's a little plastic escutcheon here that you just pop out. It has one little clip on it. Sits in there like so. Just grab it with a pick tool and pull it out. Do this with the plastic all warm, otherwise it'll break. Then the switch panel pops out straight up with a plastic tool. Disconnect the electrical plug off of it. There is a 10 mil bolt here and 2 smaller bolts down underneath here. Right here, one here, 7 mil, and one through the door handle here. So disconnect the connector at the back of the door panel. There's 5 or 6 push pins on the outside circumference, so use a plastic pry tool. To release this cable from the inner handle, push this clip away and it pops out, and it just uncatches from this clip here. It just snaps in and locks in place in this little ear. So now we can remove the plastic film. I've had this apart already once. We have to remove the window regulator to get the door latch assembly out. Yeah, let's put this off to the side. Don't forget to put that back in. So then the window regulator bolts here and here. We got to reconnect the power window switch to roll the window down halfway. This is the connector to the outside door handle. And we got the T25 or T30 bolts there. This grommet goes inside the window. And I think we got to take this window regulator bolt here out of here, but we'll see. So reconnect the power window switch, turn the key on, and roll the window down about halfway, because we have to release the clips on this window regulator. There's a plastic lock in here. You can see that round pin that has to be pried out from the back carefully without breaking this plastic, and then the window will pull up and we have to tape it up in the channel. So I use that plastic wedge to pry in here between the back of this window and the plastic to release the clips. You can see it's out of the clips and it's just sitting there now. So now I got to pull the window up manually and tape it up. So I just used some masking tape to hold the window up there. It almost stays there by itself, but you don't want it falling down. Now we got to take the window regulator bolts out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, plus the electrical plug, which is up here someplace. But the window regulator comes out. So tilt the window regulator down this way, and then you can unplug the electrical plug and take it out of there. It's pretty hard to do this with one hand. So there's the window regulator out. As I said, tilt it down towards the bottom on the right side. Now we got to disconnect that latch assembly. And there's a harness here that's clipped in to pry that clip out, because this whole plastic piece comes out as an assembly. Take these 3 bolts out here. So remove the 3 T27 bolts here, countersunk bolts. Remove the door lock cylinder filler. It just pops out. Loosen off this T27 bolt so that it can be slid back. There's a T20 screw down here at the bottom. Where is it? Right here. And then I said there's a harness attached here. So we need to pull this pin out of this harness, clip it out of the way. And this whole assembly will come out. Pull the cable through the door. You have to reach, this is why you have to take the window regulator out, because you have to reach up through the space where the window regulator is. And there is the assembly. And that's the piece we're going to change. I, for the life of me, could not see what was wrong with it, but it might be bent or something internally in there. So let's get this out of the way here. Oh, another push pin here. I got to get a pry tool. So now we just unclips from these two clips here, unclip out of here. You have to pry this one down. And then we have to disconnect this outside cable. So we're going to do that with a pick tool. So I use these little pair of bent needle nose pliers to release this clip and pull the cable out and switched it over. So I got this transferred over now. We're ready to install the new part. For the life of me, I can't see what's different in this part compared to the other part. I could not get that handle in there no matter what I tried. So I took it out. I put it in and took it out here, so it should go back together. I don't want to jinx it, but let's install this part now. So there's a new part reinstalled. Make sure this little plastic clip goes over the door. Now we can put that filler escutcheon in. It just snaps in. It won't snap in until the latch is secured, so I'm going to leave it right there, but I have to put it in before we put the door handle on, I believe. Now we're going to try and insert this door handle. Alright, so this handle slides in. Just like so. And I think I'm on the wrong side of that clip. That's better. Here we go again. I just had this apart. So I couldn't get it together. This needs to be held in this position, and you can't hardly do that. So I'm going to try and figure out a way to block it there, because it's spring loaded. And this has to be in just the right spot to allow the handle to go past and over those ears. See if I can figure something out. So like I said, this piece, which is spring loaded this way, needs to be pushed that way. You can hardly do that with it in the vehicle, so I put a brake tool in here and tie wrapped it in the spot, and now the handle pops into place right there. So I'm going to try and reassemble it now on the door. Okay, so we're going to try this one more time. So why won't that go in there? Is this thing stopping it? I just had it in there. This has got to go in first because you'll never get it in after. Make sure that that's in place. This thing is going to drive me to drink. So I'm pretty sure it's in place. It's just I got to cut that tie wrap now. Well, I finally got it. I gotta push that plastic insert in place, but that's it. It's finally on there. What the piss poor design. Yeah, just snap the handle back in. So there's the door handle installed and plugged in with the connector in here. It releases the latch. What a pain in the royal butt. So now I'm going to put the window regulator back in. Reconnect all the harness here. This plug-in is plugged in for the latch assembly. So there's the window installed back into the regulator, snapped in place. Make sure it's locked into those pins in there. You can see this one here. It just snaps in. And we're ready to put the plastic and the door panel back on. Well, there's the door back together. What a pain in the ass that was. Thanks for watching. Okay, so I'm studying this old part, and although I think it's bent, I think the problem arises when this door is assembled. This screw is tightened all the way in, and that pulls this mechanism back. So the handle hooks onto this latch and pulls. Now to release the handle, you're supposed to turn this screw through the back of the door counterclockwise about 8 turns. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the handle will pull out. Somewhere is about there. But once it pulls out, that snaps back in and there's no way to get it in place. But I think what you're supposed to do is pull the handle and not pull it out, but keep screwing this in. And if you notice, what happens here is it actually holds it in place. Like, remember, I put a pry tool in here to hold this in place. So you can screw it out about 8 turns. But if you release that, and this doesn't catch this dog here, then you have to pry it up like I did to get it back in. So probably there was nothing wrong with this handle. It's just the instructions say turn the screw out 7 turns to release it and 8 turns to reinstall it. But if it pops back in, like if this goes like this, because the handle will pull out of there, and if this latch flips like that, there's no way in hell you can get it back in. You have to hold it like so. I wish I had another one to do so I could verify that, but I'm sure that this is the way it's supposed to be done now. But if you pull the handle off without that retaining on here, you'll never get it back in again. I put a pry tool, where is it here? I put this underneath here, and I drilled 2 small holes in the plastic and put a tie wrap on it to hold it in that position, not realizing that it would be held in that position if you screw this screw far enough. But nevertheless, it's fixed now. It's a piss poor design, that's for sure. You had to take the door panel off to reconnect the wiring harness on this end here. So, hope that helps somebody. Certainly was a pain in the ass.